Alright, so this is just a casual Rome 2 playthrough. Gonna see how far I get. Obviously people will have played this game to death. It's not a new one. Everyone might play it differently though. I keep trying to find different ways of playing it as well, just because I want to. It's just by far one of my favourite Total War games. Warhammer 3 is just sort of. Warhammer 3 is just, it's not very deep. There's very little objective. Like in this game, you've got objectives and things like this, so you can, you know, this part here, the chapter objectives, and the fact that it's historic, so you can actually play it the way maybe Rome really did stuff back then. Warhammer Total 3, you've just got, it's just literally push this army over here, take this one, then go over here, take this province, then go over here, take this province. Warhammer doesn't do it for me anymore. The first one was great, the second one was alright, but the third one, moving into Chaos Legions and all, it's not for me. I'm really into the historical titles, so this one's fantastic. So we're going to have a look anyway. So we're Rome. The family that we're playing as is Cornelia. The reason I picked these is because they've got auxiliary. It's cheaper to field auxiliaries, and I think that's another fantastic element of Rome, of Total War that I love, that they don't really do so much with the Warhammer series, is where you go to a certain location, you can get certain units. It gives you motivation to go to a certain place. So if I go over to Greece, I can maybe start training hoplites. If I get into Africa, especially around sort of like what's the name of this one, Sardinia or something, you can get elephants. So there's motivation, stuff like that, whereas it's just not the same with Warhammer. Anyway, in this one, so we're playing this House Cornelia. We've got House Julia over here. Loyalty so far is, you know, is average. It's nothing to worry about yet. This is our leader. He's not married yet. I've got the money to marry and I've got the gravitas to marry, so I might as well do that just to start having kids. And we haven't got a bad wife either, which is fantastic, so that gives us an early bonus. So yeah, I'm not worried too much about the loyalty yet, but if we look at these families, I think in the politics screen, so as far as I understand, this is sort of just random every time you play. So you may get lucky, you may not. In this case, we've got House Julia, so they're bigoted. So that means, well, this bottom trait is specific to the leader, the current leader. So generally the top two are for the house, so expansionist. So to keep Julia on side, I'm going to need to expand, which is not going to be an issue. We're going to do that. They hate barbarians, so if I try to make any kind of deals with these sort of barbarian tribes in the north, they're not going to like that, and the loyalty is going to drop. Over here, see, House Junior looks the easiest to keep on side because they don't have any negative ones. You can see they're both green, so as long as I've got like food surplus, and as long as, what's this one, for each province where players' culture is dominant, and as long as, so when I'm expanding, which is going to keep House Julia happy, I'm inevitably going to face a situation where the culture belongs, it's like a foreign culture until I manage to take over it. But that's going to be relatively easy to manage. They hate barbarians as well, so as long as I'm not making deals with barbarians, it's totally fine. I'll keep them two on board. Likes the Greeks, so this is good. So it means maybe I can make some deals to the east, across the Aegean, and subversive. So if I'm using agents, they're going to be happy about that as well. So yeah, so that's the politics. We've also got a brother. And he can marry as well, and I might do that. I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's focus on the game now. So this is going to be heavily focused around objectives. So the main objective here, completely control 2 provinces either by direct ownership. Well, that's going to happen because I'm going to consolidate Italia here. This is going to happen eventually, but I think it's going to be here. We're going to get the island of Sardinia. That's it, Sardinia. So we're going to get those islands of Sardinia, and that's going to complete that. But before we do that, we want to make sure we get these bonus objectives. So control all of this and control all of this. Holding at least one, sorry, yeah. So that's going to be Italia. This bonus objective, subjugate the following faction the Trusting League and be at war with Carthage. So that's all going to happen in one fell swoop. So the objectives there are fairly easy to begin with. We'll start by doing that. I always like to just play the battles, especially the first one. Let's have a little look at our agent and see what her skills and strengths are. So she, again, this is random, isn't it, at the beginning of the game? So she, on this occasion, we've got this lass who's, she's best not being in an army, she's best just operating. She's a farmer, so we'll just have her operating in Rome, or in Italia, yeah. And we'll march north, and there's always an army kicking about here. I just said I was always going to fight, especially the first one, but I'm not really going to, if it's dependent on obviously what the result's going to be. Send those slaves throughout our territory. So this is this general here. He's just leveled up as well. Is Lucius Julius Libo, and he is this one. So House Julia, and we've already just seen that Julia is. It's going to be quite difficult to get on board, but if he's winning battles, I think it'll keep him happy. Again, I think I'll just the ones where it's over 90%. I'm just gonna auto. So these they don't have a lot of missile units yet. However, when we head over to, now where is it? It's I think it's going to be over here. I think they do have archers. I think you can get archers over here, so I'll be heading in that direction relatively soon. You can get hunters as well if you march north into the barbarian territories, and the hunters are pretty good archers as well. But for now anyway, we don't have any decent missile troops that I'm wanting to, so we'll enable construction. And I think we're going to be travelling a lot, so maybe this one here, campaign movement range, is going to be a benefit, so we'll give him that. In the south we've got our second army here. We're not really going to be going to war with Syracuse, not in the early stages anyway, but I am going to, in this southern part of Italia, I am going to try and get auxiliary troops. We'll probably end up pulling this one down actually. I don't think there's any benefit of having that in our capital. So yeah, he's just going to, and while this army is not going to be being used, I might as well get rid of some of these just to keep our costs manageable. And eventually I'll move him north, because eventually he's going to sail from Neapolis and they're going to sail west to Alalia. We might as well set this guy to raiding, because we're currently able to raid these. The Etruscans have got 46 gold coins moving through that shipping lane. I don't know how much of that we get. Let's have a quick check of this. So we've got Liguria, which is this area in the north. We've got Balathri. This, I mean, anybody who's watching this at the moment, you'll have played this 1,000 times over, so this is nothing technical at the moment. Not that any of this actually will be. I'm not really going to deal in diplomacy at the moment. I think it's going to be the leader of House Junior, who's our hero in the early stages, because he's going to be the one that sails west and conquers Sardinia. So we'll march him to the border and set up camp. Is it worth, I don't think it's worth bringing anybody on just yet. I'm hoping to get the auxiliary units as quickly as possible. In this territory we're gonna have, we're gonna need a temple, because there's mixed culture going on. We'll just have him camp on the border of Italia. Julia's won some battles, and so for that we've got increased loyalty. I'm just going to skip through. This early stage is obviously pretty boring for anybody who's watched this before, played it before. Oh, it's actually a nice day outside for the first time. You can actually see blue sky instead of this whitewashed shite.
Would have my people see you in a new light.
So this is Liguria, so these are the barbarians to the north. So as I say, we've got a couple of political parties that can't stand barbarians. So to keep them on side, I'm not going to be doing any deals to the north. In fact, we're probably going to be marching north. There's a nice iron mine in the north.
Skills know few bounds.
So I'll be taking that relatively soon as well. Might not be this episode. Alright, let's march on and take aluminium. So this is just the dead easy early stages. Now I did say over 90%, but I think I'm going to do that here as well, so it's like 82%. Just absolutely everything about Rome 2 is better than Warhammer 3 in my opinion. Just the models interacting with each other, fantastic. The blood that you don't have to pay for, I mean that's a given. But yeah, it's just Rome 2 is just a special installment that I don't know if they're ever gonna see again. We're ever gonna see again. Food is an issue, so we definitely want to make sure that there's lots of food, and I think we actually get bonus to food, don't we? If I remember correctly. Maybe not. Oh, 5% wealth income from agriculture, thanks to Mount Vesuvius. So yeah, we'll take that one. Again, I think it's just a much better idea having your. Let's go for the public forum. Tear that down. All military buildings are they're just better off being in smaller capitals, smaller cities, aren't they? We're not actually raiding anything. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this actually operates based on the fact that this is the sea region we're in, or whether you need to be on the actual sea route here. I don't think you do. I think you just need to be in the sea region. I think I'm just going to change this over to patrol though. We've got this now, but we need the auxiliaries, so that's an auxiliary camp. So land movement. Yeah, you know what, I think I will just bring in some Hastati. I'll bring in Hastati, we'll get rid of them later and transfer over to the Socia, I can't remember the name. Right. We've managed to get Italia now, so we've got that one done. So the next two of these bonus objectives are going to be done in one fell swoop. We're going to take out the Etruscan League and then march south on Corrales, and that's going to get us the maximum amount of bonus for that. We want to get across to Auxiliary Garrison, but I'm going to settle for the Auxiliary Barracks in the early stages. Just even the clouds, the music, just everything about Rome 2 is just, it's just so much more realistic, relaxing. Our spy here has improved, so she's a farmer, and I think perhaps even just a supplier makes sense as well. So she's a farmer and a supplier. I think I'm going to move her south though. Let me just double check that, sorry. Yeah, unit replenishment. Oh well, that's, no, I might as well just keep her there then, because she's helping this army out of beer. Oh yeah, we can get our bread and games. So next, the armies are going to march west. Actually, we're going to sail west towards the island of Alaria, is it? Alalia. Syracuse and Carthage have gone to war. Athens and Epirus over here have gone to war. And we've managed to build our consecrated ground. So we've got a temple building up here. Even in Warhammer 3, I don't think there's any... can you see anything changing on the map in Warhammer 3? I don't think they've even bothered with that. So yeah, we've managed to build our temple, and that's going to be the Temple of Jupiter, which, if you go on this, I mean, it goes all the way up to the Pantheon, so you've got to have the Shrine of Jupiter, sorry. So we'll go for that.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, we're still building the barracks, so we can't do anything about that yet. Right, we can get him marching to Rome. Actually, we're going to sail from the port of Neapolis. We're going to sail west to Eulalia.
You have further orders?
I should have actually gone into Rome there to increase the replenishment. There's going to be a lot of end turns in these early
This is
stages,
the end
as
of
there
our
always is.
agreement. Farewell.
I didn't even realise we had any agreements with Carthage, but that's just as well.
A treaty between us would please the gods and give our enemies much to think about.
See, I don't mind this. I can't remember Hellenic. I can't remember. Well, they are Greeks, I think. Is Hellenic Greek? No, they're not Greek, are they? Because I'm just trying to think about the politics of it. I'm trying to think like they like Greeks, but I'm thinking, is that Hellenic? It's the same symbol, so you would think it is then, wouldn't you? Is that the Hellenic symbol? So yeah, maybe that's a good. What did we get there? Sorry, so we've got a kid. Luckily, we got married in the early stages. So Decia Gamella. We've got a little bit more gold on hand. No, we don't have that. Oh, we have a little bit. We might as well get him married off as well. Okay, you can go and hang out in Neapolis, ready to sail on Eulalia. And I think we're not really going to get the barracks. One more turn. Auxiliary infantry really aren't going to bring anything to it, so I might as well just bring you across as well.
Your next command.
Another one of them.
It's a good life. It is an honor to serve Rome.
Bring you into the port, and I think I might actually bring some more
Is there nothing else?
troops onto our ship because we want to get a fleet up as well. I think that's the next chapter goal, is to get the fleet up and running. Roma finished the public forum, Field of Mars. This one I think we'll get a temple. That's going to be Jupiter as well. And again, just skip past this turn again. I don't know how exciting it is watching Total War games. I used to like watching Heir of Carthage play this. I was a big fan of his. So our ships have managed to recruit. We've managed to recruit some velites outside of Neapolis. Italia is incredibly happy. Magna Graecia is now bustling, and so as a result we can expand the city, and I think with this one we're going to have the public forum. And I think now we'll make sail to Eulalia.
Ready? On course. Fleet reporting. Moving out. Blocked. We cannot pass. Your orders?
Force march to keep up with the navy.
It is an honor. Row. 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 Steady as we go.
Our auxiliary camp has been completed down here, so we can get auxiliary infantry, but what I really want is socio-equities extraordinary. So for that we're going to need training reforms, which I think is what we're doing, isn't it? Yeah. Massalia and Liguria have gone to war in the north. Not our concern just yet, I guess. Plenty of food surplus now coming in. I think usually I do tend to build these armies up a little bit more before I launch an assault on Eulalia, but I don't think that's going to be a big issue, is it? Trade agreement with Veneti.
And you don't.
I like trade. Something else that is not really as great in Warhammer, is it? I can't even remember what trade's like in Warhammer, but I don't think it's that great. You can't see them on the map. That's the thing I like. Look at this, just the detail.
Fleet reporting. Moving out. It is an honor to serve. All hands.
It's going to be next turn when we...
Moving out.
I don't think they can... No, they can't reach.
Still beckon.
Be embarrassing if I don't even
My skills.
get this first. What else can we do? Be a bit embarrassing if I don't even win this first fight. Lucius Julius Libo, he's our general. He's now getting more morale for the troops. Magna Graecia in the south is very happy, as is Italia. We've finished building our... we can now see there's a slight increase with Latin culture. We still need to develop it further. We've got a nice gold surplus. They've bailed. They could see the impending ships. I don't know if you've seen the movie Troy, but when you see all the ships like at sea, that must have been what he was thinking. It's the same guy, Lucius Julius Libo, so he's doing incredibly well. Now there's an increased melee attack, so we're all prepared for this battle. And our public forum has been built in Brundisium. We'll think about what we're going to do with that. Oh, actually, we want to get the auxiliary barracks up and running now. And I think we need to focus a little bit on our civil research as well.
Your orders?
Now, I'm going to do a quick save here just because, not because of the battle or anything like that, but because sometimes the mouse clicks can screw you over when you're deciding what you're going to do. So if I wanted to attack here, for example, like, is it because there's a ship? Oh no, there we go. Like, right, I can do that.
The blockade set up.
See, now I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to attack the port.
Forming a blockade.
Well, that one did. And all three of them are being dragged in, so that's okay. It's showing that we're outnumbered. Yeah, do I actually have... Yeah, I do have one cavalry, and it... Yeah, I think I do usually actually bring in cavalry before I do this. But yeah, like I said before, I'm not an expert at these games, I just enjoy playing them. So this could end up being a loss. The Heralds of Lenneth. This is another thing missing from Warhammer. Just these fantastic hybrid battles of sea and land. Like, I just don't know why they did it the way they did with Warhammer. I mean, I'm a Warhammer fan, but I like the fantasy element of it. But it's just so disappointing that they didn't. Alright, so we're gonna actually. We're getting some sea units coming in from the back here. We're all here. I think actually maybe it's a better idea to sail in and dock here. Just to ensure that we're all together.
Thanks to the gods, men.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah, let's get them over here to this side of the city. Our army's coming in here. Give them another click just to tell them I'm waiting on them. I don't know if they're going to turn around and try and take them out, but bring them down here.
Commander.
Bring these over towards the shore, because as soon as these dock, it would be nice to get straight on them. What is that leader? The general is part of a levy skirmisher unit, so that's not going to be too difficult to take him out.
Has started.
Let's start getting formed up. Actually, I like using these units as formation cards as well. You don't often... A lot of people don't bother using these, and in the new ones you don't need these, do you, of course, because you can just, when you spread it out like that, it automatically goes into a formation, whereas in these old games you needed to choose one of your actual formations. An army formation with two well-spaced lines of melee infantry with spearmen on the flanks and cavalry behind. Missile infantry form a screen at the front. So let's choose that one. Where was it? Let's go for some. Let's just pick one. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Pull over here. Are they actually starting to attack? Okay, get over here and prepare to dock. You can just head over this way now.
All men ashore! We await your command. Advance at speed.
None of them are actually coming out the city. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, they are. That's actually a noble cavalry unit charging in.
All men ashore.
And I don't actually have any spearmen.
Sons of Mars.
Just as I've selected my formation, I've now ruined it again because we're moving these over here.
Ready. Advance at speed. In the name of Rome. Sons of Mars. Astarte.
These being the weaker levies, we don't actually have spears, so I guess we don't.
By your command.
Got our captain, our general is looking on. That noble cavalry have decided to hang back. I guess it would have been a good idea to launch an assault straight on the city and then manage to defend these choke points, but I think they were moving too quickly for any of that.
Romans, ready for duty. Transports, ready for orders.
Let's get 4 on the general, pretty important. Unless he's planning on ramming them and well, he's rammed that ship, but there's nobody on it, so that's not really that. So if he had a full unit of 80, that first volley has done. Yeah, these volleys are just absolutely annihilating them on the ships. Just the detail, like the unit details are fantastic compared to anything you get now, I think.
The enemy general is dead.
Yeah, so he's gone, so that's fantastic. And he's fled the battle, so you can just...
At your command.
Must have been absolutely freezing cold. I had my eye taken up, took my eye off the battle there, that could have been bad.
Velites. Romans, ready for
Let's get our Velites making up the second line. You can all dock.
orders.
You can join
Happy to serve
the
Rome.
front line.
Romans,
Captain.
ready for duty. By your command.
We have got a spear unit, sorry, so we'll just pull them up as well. General, pull up. Now I wouldn't mind getting everybody here and then putting us in one of these formal formations and seeing what it looks like. That'd be nice.
Go ashore.
Come on everybody.
Follow me.
Alright, let's just start marching.
Astarte.
Wasted enough time.
Melee infantry. Astarte.
Let's choose a nice formation which puts let's see, simplex axes. Basic army formation with well-spaced spearmen in the front, equally spaced melee infantry behind, missile infantry deployed out front.
Hold formation. Quick march. Advance at speed.
Yeah, I've got cavalry units, so I want to make sure I don't get caught. Wait, dock.
Velites. And a double. General. You have orders, sir. Jupiter gives us strength. General, ready. Velites, missiles awaiting targets. Formation, move. In service.
Time to speed up. Can't imagine this makes for fantastic viewing. Just organising.
Yours to command.
Right. And now I guess we'll just charge and hope for the best. There's absolutely no strategy involved in this one. We're going to be keeping an eye out. So there's some cavalry over here, the noble cavalry, so I want to be keeping this spear general unit close. General watching the flanks. Slow coaches at the back there. I guess they can just stay at the back. Come over here and just maybe fire across the melee units. Yeah, so they have decided. Oh shit! None of them have actually got. None of our missile units have got skirmisher on, so that's not a good start. Clearly the noble cavalry there are going to try and overpower. Let's just form.
The men are wavering.
Plow general through and try and get. Jesus
Our
Christ.
general is under attack.
Alright. Spear unit on them. Yeah, it was literally our missile units. My missile units literally didn't have skirmisher mode active.
Our men flee the field of battle.
That's never a
This
good,
is a shameful display.
never a good thing to hear.
At your service. Ready and waiting. Ready for orders. Roman, ready for duty. Ready for orders. Astarte.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Gives us strength. As you command.
I'm not really sure. It hasn't got guard mode on, but yet he doesn't seem to want to actually charge anybody, that general.
The enemy general is dead.
I'm happy to just lose a Hastati unit there, because
Principes, ready. For glory. Orders. Glory to Rome.
just throw our archers in, to be honest.
Yours to command. Glory for glory. Proud Romans, ready. By your commands. Turn up the double. Charge.
Actually just form up,
Orders. Missile
pelt them
ready.
with missiles first.
General.
Yeah, that general's gone, so we can pull our general up behind.
Missile infantry at your command.
We've got missile infantry fighting off a spear
One
unit,
of our units has used all its ammunition.
so let's try and help them out a little bit. In fact, they've got no ammunition left, so I'll just charge them in.
Proud Romans, all.
So they're actually hammering. Oh, let's have a look. Are they actually? We've got some spears coming over, but I don't think they're actually doing that much. So I might as well just order the charge.
Orders. Commander. Ready.
Let's form them up behind.
Advance the speed. Quick march.
He's still legging it after them.
Of Mars. Forward.
Bring the general back this way. Actually, I don't want him getting mobbed by spear units.
For glory. Astarte. For charge.
It was a little bit clear to see my the fact I haven't played this for a while, and I'm obviously not
One
that
of our units has used all
great.
its ammunition.
But yeah, it was a victory, decisive. That's a surprise. I lost 600 men, but at least Alalia belongs to us now, and we have time to recruit. The first thing I'll be building in Sardinia is an auxiliary barracks. because I think Sardinia, Cyprus, not Cyprus, sorry, Sicily and Rome is sort of the heart of the empire, isn't it? We're just going to occupy Eulalia. At least this is the way I tend to play it. So this is kind of like the beating heart of Rome, isn't it? The Rome campaign. I don't think they're completely dead. Now there's a couple of them left, but they will sort of die, won't they? So I don't think the second objective will quite have... Oh yes. So that's been completed, and this one, be at war with Carthage, is going to happen when I conquer this province. So that's nice and neat. We've got a watch goose. That's what you need. Security. A watch goose. Pretty much it. Oh. Of course. A promotion. 5 to melee attack. He is lacking in... what are these called again? Strategist, commander. So he's lacking as a commander, so we'll improve him there. And if we look at the loyalty, there are slight increases now thanks to our victories and our expansionism. I need to go and enjoy some of the sun before it vanishes completely. We'll just auto-resolve since it's a clear victory. Send those slaves around Rome. I think that boosts productivity. Rank 2 for our mission issued. Recruit the following: a champion. We'll do that at Eulalia if I can. Yeah. So upkeep reduced, morale increase. So it looks like it's going to be Patulus Junius Barbaratus, and he's going to give us reduced upkeep and increased morale. And as a result of that, we get martial skill. He's not really going to be doing anything. He's just going to be in the army. There's a lot of Punic culture here, but it is automatically going down even without like temples and stuff. I think it's important for me to build military buildings. We've got a population... oh yeah, that's here. I've just taken advantage of that. Shield bearer. So we've got extra defense, extra morale. So these two armies are going to be marching south to capture Cornelia, the capital of Sardinia. Libyan hoplites, Carthaginian hoplites, mob, javelinmen, not much to be concerned about. So we'll give them a couple of turns. Fleet destroyed. Guess that was their fleet. So Neapolis currently has just a port, but I want to try and build up my navy, so we can get auxiliary infantry by bringing in a shipwright. Now in this particular sea region we've also got Eulalia, which is just currently it's currently got a fishing port. We know from our... Oh, we don't actually... Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, they just have a port. And that's literally it. So I think the shipwright is probably a good idea. Italia and Magna Graecia are happy. Yeah, so we can't actually recruit anything decent in here yet, but we are building a ship right now, so we'll be able to get auxiliary infantry in soon. We've got one more turn on our civic... Oh, what have we missed? Of course. I quite like the construction. No, let's go for missile weapon damage. Sorry, not missile, melee. A nice healthy food income. So that's going to aid our expansionism.
We are a mighty people. well versed.
They're
in the uses
Greeks.
of wealth
They're
and
demanding a
power.
lot of money, which I'm not
And
going to give
so
them,
we love
and they won't have it without that. So I think once we've started exporting wine, once we start established wine production,
The spirits have noticed that our treasure store.
we're not going to be doing any deals with the barbarians because it'll be difficult to maintain order within the Senate, I think, with the different families. Okay, land management is up. So, a slave trader, shops, wine shops. This one makes it easier for me to deal with the politicians and the political aspects of stuff. This library is a good idea and it'll allow us to get a philosopher. I can't remember the agent's name. Yeah, so we'll stick with this one for now and we'll get one of those diplomats or
Ready for orders.
so let's march to the borders of Alalia.
At your command. Advance. The way is blocked.
Not much else to do at the moment. Not that one, I'll tell you. Yeah, we've got a nice gold surplus, and we're gonna come into a lot of gold in a minute when we. So that actually produces more food, and olives are a great way to, and we can afford that as well. So I think people will probably want to be trading with us soon. We won't need to pay them a fortune to get trade routes up and running. We can here in Italia, it's not that important to. We get a bonus to agriculture, and I think the best one for that would be the herding ground. Arominium over here, it looks like we've actually got stuff trading out of there, so it makes sense to maybe go for a harbour. But I think we need to push some of our budget to our other provinces as well. We can maybe expand. You see, growth is pretty good. If we take a look at the province details here, Brundisium at the moment it has pretty average bonus to everything, but it's dealing in local commerce and industry. So I think Brundisium, there's nothing in here that deals in industry, but there is stuff for local commerce, so we'll do a cattle trader. This champion can get into one of the armies.
Ready for battle.
And I think in the next turn we're going to head down to Cornelia, and that will be a nice little chapter finish. Because it means that we'll complete all of these objectives plus the main objective. So the next one is going to be marching down on Cornelia. So let's end turn. And then I think it's time for me to head out, go and sit in a coffee shop and do some stuff on a laptop. Citizens must have somewhere to gather and drill before battle, and we've got the Field of Mars. Sardinia being so close to Italy and Sicily, unfortunately the auxiliaries are exactly the same. There's nothing special about the auxiliaries there. This will probably mean that my trustworthiness will go down a little bit, but that's alright for now. Bring our ships up a little bit.
Put your backs into it, you men.
We haven't finished our shipwright yet. I'm expecting a Carthaginian.
Trade is the lifeblood of our people. Their beating heart.
Obviously that's not going to be. Yeah, I was going to say I'm expecting a Carthaginian. They haven't stopped, but I was expecting something to come out of the fog of war.
Will you not give our people a little?
The barbarians in the north, desperate for trade. Okay, so we're going to launch our assault. Oh, declaring war. Yeah, so we do still have 2 more turns remaining. I don't think that's really going to affect things in the early stages. I don't think people are just going to start waging war against me. Continue the siege. Bring our second army in to support. Bring the ships round. I mean, it's a 90% chance. I think there's something to be said about leaders of opposing families becoming too powerful as well. So you've got this guy now, he's got, I mean, I expected that gravitas to be higher. We've increased up to admired, so we've got bonuses to research, tax, morale. There, I mean, everybody's really happy. House Papiria is not massively, what is that? So it's the government type. So bigot, it's because we still have some foreign culture in our lands, but that's going to be resolved. Just want to go back to, which one was it? Is it not triggered yet? No, it hasn't triggered yet. It'll trigger next turn. So we've got a little bit of gold surplus because we're going to need that now in order to switch these over. Get a Temple of Jupiter built. We've got the Temple of Jupiter built in Brundisium, the shipwright in Neapolis. War declared in the north. That's where we're going to be heading at some point. I think the next step for Rome is going to be east into the Greek islands. Got some increases in rank, so I might as well deal with them now actually, because I'll forget. Cunning. So who's this guy? Decimus Junius Brutus. There he is. Decimus Junius Brutus. Now House Brutus, it's not House Brutus, House Junior, and he's actually the successor, and he also hates Greeks. He likes Greeks and he hates Greeks. If I give him cunning, then it's going to be less likely I can assassinate him, and I think I'll probably want to assassinate him because I'll probably end up trading with the Greeks, and that'll affect his loyalty. Anyway, regardless of that, I guess I'll give him some, I won't give him cunning, obviously.
Ready for battle.
We'll reduce recruitment costs because they are he's going to be recruiting auxiliary soon. Melee defense is a good one. I like that for our champion. Plus 5% armor. And that's all of it. Shrine of Jupiter. This is eating into our food, but we're going to get a bonus to food in a minute anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right. This will be the last end turn for this session, I think. And then I'm going to go and enjoy some light while we still have it. Shit. Wasn't expecting that. See if I can retreat. If Carthage took out Syracuse, that would be nice.
You have much, and I'll...
Because then that would make it quite easy to take Sicily. Child is born, so we've got another kid. Research complete. Yeah, so we got a bonus of 6,000, which is nice for completing all of the bonus objectives. Completely control 2 provinces. So the next one is to maintain 60 units. So we need to control Sardinia, which we do. I need to maintain 10 naval units, which I'm going to be doing. We're going to be researching naval maneuvers, and we're going to be holding at least one. So we are going to be moving into Greece next. So we're going to be travelling east and moving onto the Greek islands. There's a nice source of marble in Ada, so I'll be taking that. More wine in Apollonia, which is nice. So yeah, I'll probably be taking that. And there's going to be a lot of gold. So your endeavours will be imposed. Raise forces to conquer your enemies and protect your people. Carthaginian dominance in the western Mediterranean was supported by a network of colonies. Loss of the colonies in Corsica and Sardinia would diminish Carthaginian power in the Tyrrhenian Sea. And we've managed to complete that one. When war broke out, the Romans could not match Carthaginian naval might. A war fleet worthy of Rome was needed, so that's what we need to focus on. Roman seamanship was sadly lacking when compared to that of the Carthaginians, and they were forced to learn quickly. Yeah. Rome had to control the Adriatic to stop rampant Illyrian piracy and discourage Hellenic states taking sides against the Republic, so that's why we're moving east into Greece. And that's going to be in the next episode, so I'm going to cancel the stream now and stop recording. Thanks for watching, this one viewer. Thanks for watching. Cheers.